million worth of Bitcoin has been taken in a hack. Bitcoin has just processed its 1 billionth transaction. This is absolutely massive. TikTok, next block, Bitcoin waits. No man, no woman. Sorry I'm late this morning. Grayscale has stopped their bleed. Things are looking good. We're going to dive into the Australian property market. It has gone absolutely out of control. But Matteo, this from OPA, Orange Pill app. Bitcoin just processed its first 1 billionth transaction in 15 years. It's absolutely massive. It took Visa 25 years. It's probably nothing. A couple of things that I want to point out here. And then we will dive into the $69.3 million hack. You can't even make those numbers up. 369, Tesla's numbers of the universe. Shout out to everyone watching live, watching the replay. If you can smash the like button really quickly for us, it means a lot. Sorry, I am late this morning. Tech problems. Anyway, Bitcoin reaches the 1 billionth transaction on average. 178,475 Bitcoin transactions have been made on Bitcoin during its 5,603 day existence. It's a couple of days older now. TikTok, next block. The Bitcoin network has processed its 1 billionth transaction, marking a huge milestone moment for the 15 years of its creation. However, the count, it does not include transactions made on Lightning, a Bitcoin layer 2 payment protocol enabling faster transactions. The reason why I point that out, let me read this and I'll talk about it. Data from the Bitcoin only exchange River found the Lightning Network processed a lower bound estimate of 6.6 million transactions alone in August 2023, suggesting that hundreds of millions of transactions have been made on Lightning since it launched in January 2018. Yesterday, I bought some signed artwork from Street Cyber off X on Lightning. I've also bought some stickers off him. Today, I'll be spending Bitcoin on Lightning. I use that as my cash, as peer-to-peer digital cash. I use the base chain to store my Bitcoin for the long term, forever, deep cold storage. And then when I want some spending money, not everywhere accepts Bitcoin yet, but so many places do, and it's so good internationally. I'll just load up the Lightning wallet, either Aqua or Wallet of Satoshi, and then send things. Been giving away Satoshis on X, 10,000 at a time, so make sure you are subscribed there. But Lightning's absolutely massive. The reason why I bring this up is Bitcoin hitting 1 billion transactions, not including Lightning. Bitcoin is way further ahead than what we can even begin to understand. But look at this, 1 billion, the transactions here, this is in the middle, 1,570,267. It is just TikTok, next block. Bitcoin just keeps working. Roughly every 10 minutes for the last 15 years, we've had a block, and Bitcoin has gone up and to the right. The price today at $63,490. We'll dive into that a little bit more nuanced shortly, but $1.25 trillion market cap here, the all-time high price. We are 14% down from there, 73,790. Do we get it this week? Probably not. A little bit of sideways action. We did call Max Payne last week. I thought maybe 58 was going to be the last. It was 57 and it shot straight back up. All you need to do is just buy, stack and chill. Make the most of these opportunities, because we're just going to snap back to 73, 74,000. When we get there, maybe it takes a little while to break through, and then we hit $100,000. And then one day we wake up and Bitcoin's multiple 6 figures, and then it's 7 figures. How long does that take? I don't know, but we need to dive into the Australian property market, because this is a huge catalyst for what is coming for Bitcoin. Before we do, Bitcoin trader loses almost $70 million. Part of this is their fault. They're stuffing around with altcoins. And this happened. This was wrapped BTC. Anyway, let's dive into the article, because we need to be careful. We need to be prepared. It's your money. It's your choice to invest to be able to buy the world's hardest money, but you need to take 100% self-responsibility. 70 million wiped out, stolen. It ain't coming back. There is nobody you can call. So be aware. It's scary, but it's empowering. May the force be with you with that. Do the right thing. Put it in cold storage. Get your seed onto steel. Run your own node. Have an air gap wallet. We'll dive into it. Anyway, after sending crypto to the wrong online account address. And remember, Bitcoin ain't crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Johnny Midas, Johnny Moo, Jake Thomas in the house, Holden, Wood, Average Geo, Scotia, BK. I did not oversleep. Jason Mercer. Good to see you. Diesel and Habib. If you can smash the like button, greatly appreciated. Subscribe if we vibe. The Bitcoin news with the fast facts. So, cryptocurrency trader lost $70 million in an address poisoning scam. Scammers, they make spoof accounts to trick the victim into sending funds to the fake address. Crypto-related scams are on the rise. Cost investors almost $4 billion last year, the FBI says. And now the FBI is in the space. Now, cryptocurrency trader reportedly lost tens of millions of dollars in a so-called address poisoning scam. Address poisoning scams are carried out by thieves who make spoof accounts to the victim's online crypto address, which they use to send a small amount of currency to the victim in hopes they will accidentally send money to the fake address later. Looked like that happened here. Because blockchains are public, it's easy for spammers to find people's crypto address and send out spoof transactions to fish for victims. Certic, a blockchain security firm, confirmed in an X post that detected a 69.369 Tesla's numbers. Ouch, that hurt. $69.3 million worth of Bitcoin to an address linked with address poisoning. Now, couple of things here. The victim's crypto wallet now shows a total loss of around 97% of its assets on Coinbase. The account is now worth just more than $1.6 million. So they had over $70 million on Coinbase. They were not following first principles of taking your Bitcoin off the exchange. It's not really that hard. Like, this is absolutely insanity. And this is a good reminder, no matter how much you have, whether it's $100, $1,000, 69.3 million, $70 million. Please get your Bitcoin off the exchange. That's insanity. So that's the first reason why it went wrong. And another reason there is these hackers, they're pretty creative. You know, sometimes when we're just checking the address to be able to send our Bitcoin to, well, you should always use a new address each time. Your wallet, say Cold Card paired with Sparrow, creates that. You can label it each time. You can see where it's come from. You can put little notes in there. It works out well. Sparrow with Cold Card, it's really good. You can use the seed signer as well. If you're using Ledger or Trezor, probably rethink your life situation there. Trezor not as bad as Ledger. However, they have been known to censor transactions. That's not a risk that I'm willing to take, and we're here for freedom. Freedom of money, freedom of choice. However, when we check like the start and the end, like the first 4 digits, 6 digits, then we don't look at all the middle. That's what this scammer here has done. They've created an address and they've made the start and the end look the same. That person's only checked those end digits instead of the whole address reading through. You should always read the whole address, looking through 2 or 3 times. Who cares if it takes an extra 2 or 3 minutes? If this generational wealth you're moving around, take 5 minutes, take half an hour, take an hour to do it. Who cares? Who cares? Really? Just slow and steady wins the race here. Like, this is actually serious. There's no one we can call when this happened. They did that and they just sent it through. Obviously, get your Bitcoin off the exchange as well. That's one of the major things. Now, before we dive into this, all the one-day inflows are green. I just want to jump into the numbers here and we'll shout out to the Bitcoin way, but let's just refresh this. Looks like Bitcoin might have gone up a little bit as well since we started the live stream. We'll see, but block height 842,372, 63,508. Let's go, baby. 1,575 Satoshis per dollar. For every $10 you spend, you get 15,750 Satoshis. That is the best trade in the world. Getting rid of that dirty Pacific pesos, the USD, whatever funny money that you're playing around with, all the monopoly money, the candy wrappers, get rid of it. Every $10 US, you get 15,750 Satoshis, the world's hardest, best form of money, the greatest store of value to ever exist. Gives you private property rights as well as the billions of people here on planet Earth. What a great deal. And we're only, like, that number's going down over time. But what a great deal today to be able to make the most of it. Subsidy 3.125. That's a pretty important number to remember. Why can we not see anything more? Now, obviously, Bitcoin, its number go up. Jack Mallers, this cycle's calling for $250,000 as a low case. Been the markets for 10 years in Bitcoin working, developing with a strike. 250 minimum, $1 million high target by 2025 or the end of 2025. Generational wealth, potentially. Does that play out this cycle? Maybe, maybe not. Who cares? Bitcoin is going up and to the right. Forever the lower it stays, for the longer it stays, even better. Whatever you need to do to protect your generational wealth, please do it. I have teamed up with the Bitcoin Way. Today's sponsor will make this real quick, but super important. Somebody probably needs to hear this. These guys are the cybersecurity experts in Bitcoin. 25 years of experience. Safety and Moose, the author of the Bitcoin Standard. If you have not read that book, please read the book or eat the bugs. He recommends them, saying the Bitcoin Way is a service I've always wanted. They can help you out with a couple of things. Number one, if you're using Ledger or Trezor, reach out to them. The first 30 minutes is free. They can help you actually be a sovereign individual. That's the point of all of this, to take control of your money. You can learn about air-gapped wallets, the safest place for your Bitcoin. For so long, I didn't want to say what I use, but I use the best on the market. It's Coldcard and Sparrow Wallet. They can help you set up, show you so many tips, tricks with all that. Absolutely blow your mind, really secure it down. Multi-sig if you need some help with that. Running your own node, being your own bank. As Barack Obama says, it's like having a Swiss bank account in your pocket. Yes, please. I am all for that. Secure your computer. Make sure everything is locked down. Hackers can't access any of your computer data. The reviews for them, absolutely insane. I've used them myself. They're absolutely incredible. So shout out, top of the description. First 30 minutes is free. If you need help with anything and protecting your generational wealth, being a sovereign individual, I highly recommend the Bitcoin Way. They've helped me out. They've helped out a lot of channel subscribers, viewers, and so many people in the space, young and old. They're incredible. Now, Eric Balachunas, I think we got that right. Can somebody please confirm? Balachunas. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We will get into a bit of a banter at the end, but let's rock and roll. First time ever, 1D flows all green. The 1 day flows are all green, no red for the Bitcoin bunch. Not going to spike the football like some did during the outflow period, but we'll point out that over 95% of the ETF investors hodled. 95% of the ETF investors hodled. Let's go. That is absolutely epic. Who would have thought? They are smart money, traditionally. Traditionally, they call us dumb money. We front run all of them. So frickin' who's dumb now, Wall Street? Yeah. But put that aside. As Wall Street has come in to the mix, it's the reason why they call them smart money. 95% of the ETF investors hodled during what was a pretty nasty and persistent downturn. Let's be clear. That was not nasty or persistent. 10, 20, $30,000 days to the downside. They're coming. To the upside, they're coming. Just buy, stack, chill, forget about it. It's all good. Life gets better. The lower it goes, the more Satoshis you get, the higher it goes. It just confirms that you were right, that you're based in reality. You'd laid out a solid foundation, scramble to get as much Bitcoin as possible. We'll dive into Australia and their property market, the Ponzi scheme that's going on here. And Bitcoin's probably the only savior here in Australia, but probably worldwide. Anyway, smart money, 95%. Good on him. Will the same happen next time? Who knows, but track record says it'll be a pretty high percent again. As we said, outflows will happen, so will inflows, but over time, two things tend to be true for ETFs: net growth and relatively strong hands. Is Wall Street the new diamond hands? Obviously, not your keys, not your coins. If you're holding Bitcoin in the ETF, it's only number go up. It's not freedom technology. All it is number go up, and that's it. If that's all you're here for, number go up, cool. Buy the ETF. But the world's gone absolutely mad. It's gone absolutely crazy. We're going to dive into a few things shortly. But I'd be holding it in self custody, truly, doing everything you possibly can to secure that generational wealth to be free. But look at all that green on the chart: FBTC, GBDC, EZBC, Money Printer Go Brr, BitB, BTCO, ArcB, IBIT, HODL, BTCW, and DeFi. Who the hell chooses DeFi? Yeah, no wonder they're on zero. Anyway, Edward Snowden, my man, what a guy, hey? I've been warning Bitcoin developers for 10 years that privacy needs to be provided for at the protocol level. This is the final warning. The clock is ticking. Obviously, Wasabi Wallet, Samurai Wallet last week, Tornado Cash, Operation Choke Point 2.0. The war for freedom, for privacy, private property laws, it's on. The then they fight you stage. Oh, we've been through some little skirmishes past. They're going to get noisier. They're happy with the ETF, the number go up because they can control it. They don't want you to have control of your whole lives. It's not about money for them, 100%. It's about owning you and your body, your mind, your freedom, your essence, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. Whatever makes you up, they want to have control of it. And the easiest way to control you is to control your money. When you choose Bitcoin, you're making a choice that you will no longer be controlled, that you'll have your own choices. Now, my opinion is if you sell Bitcoin, wherever you live, you should pay your tax. The reason being, and there's only one reason: if you don't pay tax, you end up with a gun to your head or you end up in jail. That's two reasons. Death. Death goes with taxes, yeah? Just pay your taxes. If you're making money, if you're selling your Bitcoin, just pay them. Don't end up in jail. It's generational wealth you're playing with. Play the long game. Life is good. But fight for freedom. Fight for your right to be able to be your own bank. It's absolutely important because they're going to continue to debase the money. 100% guaranteed. Fiat's going to zero. That's why Bitcoin will be at $1 million one day. I'm not saying today. I'm not even saying this year or this cycle. Sooner rather than later, it will happen. In the meantime, this war that's going on, Wasabi Wallet, after years of relentless dedication to improve Bitcoin's privacy, ZK next. The company pioneering the development of Wasabi is shutting down its CoinJoin coordination servers effective June 1st, 2024. If you need any help or if you've gone through CoinJoins, you can reach out to the Bitcoin Way today. If you've got any questions in regards to have you done the right thing, have you done the wrong thing, is your Bitcoin protected, reach out. With this coming, we've got other companies that are springing up straight away that are coming up with different ways to be able to CoinJoin, to be able to obscure, to be able to protect yourself. Privacy is a right. If you're not doing anything wrong, obviously they change the laws, they make them up as they go. Like, I think the average person in the US, breaks 15 federal laws every day without even knowing, because there's so many of them. But people are coming out with more stuff already, and it's been a week, 1 week. This is how Bitcoin advances. Now, we are down a little bit. I thought I'd bring this up because I haven't seen the price in 5 days. I had 4 days without internet. It was glorious, sensational. On X, I shared some photos of the stars, the fire, the lake. It was pretty nice. But 24 hours, we did hit a high of, it looks like, 65,489, a lower 62,861. That's a little bit of volatility. in one day, just under $3,000, but it's only $3,000. It sort of feels like nothing. If you've been here for a while, you've probably been like, nah, it's just another day in Bitcoin. That's a pretty big price swing, you know, especially for someone just getting in space. If they bought it at 65 and it went down to 62, they're like, oh my God. But the thing about it is, it goes to 62 and you bought it at 65. Well, instantly you're getting more for your bank if you've got any fiat left, obviously. Otherwise, just ride it out. Just chill and just go with the flow. It will come back. Over what time frame? Who knows? But in the last 7 days, you know, pretty much sideways action. 1 month, not looking so good. But we just need to take a breather a little bit. See what we've done in 3 months, 90 days. It doesn't take long. It feels like when we're here, oh my God, it's never gonna end. And then boom, one day, just up. Over a year. That's just 1 year. Where are we looking at? 26,000. A high $73,000. When in doubt, zoom out, ladies and gentlemen. Just realised Grayscale's GBTC stops bleeding. The first net inflows since launch this May 4th. Who knows what day it is today? The 7th of May. So a couple of days old, but worth noting because this is a massive catalyst. Grayscale has seen its first net inflows day following over 17.5 billion in outflows since the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETF in January. So they've achieved their first net positive inflows for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. This comes after nearly 4 months. 4 months of continuous outflows since the conversion to a spot Bitcoin ETF. So they recorded 63 million of inflows after 17.5 bill of outflows since they launched. $17.5 billion of sell pressure has been on Bitcoin. They've still got about that much left. Maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe they've got about $26 million worth of $1 billion worth of holdings. They could sell all of it. But it looks like they're slowing down. They're stopping. Anyone that wanted to get out because of the fees has gotten out. They've come up with a new product. We'll see what happens with that. But the sell pressure is dramatically being reduced. We just had the Bitcoin halving, like freaking massive. How good was the Bitcoin halving? From 900 Bitcoin coming out per day and then just happened on 420 here in Australia. Now we've got 450 every 24 hours. $17.5 billion of outflows over the last 4 months. Looks like they've slowed down. Maybe they're going to stop. When all those things happen, Wall Street starts picking back up again. And that's when bang, snap up and to the right. It doesn't take long. Bitcoin moves about 11 days a year. It's 365 days a year. Pretty boring, otherwise down, sideways action, this crab market. Everyone gets a little bit crabby. And then just bang, it's best. Pretty exciting. So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to fade it. You don't want to get creative on leverage. Please don't do that. Just buy, stack, and chill. Make the most of it, and you'll happily be rewarded. So that's pretty wild. Basically means a significant decrease in sell pressure and additional increase in demand, while ETFs collectively are buying more Bitcoin than miners can create. It's pretty cool. The tides could be turning. Now, what a joke. Welcome to Australia. We are here looking for a citadel. We are in Melbourne at the moment for the next 3 days, maybe. We'll be going to see a Bitcoiner for a haircut today. Shout out to Stephen Blick. Not paid, not sponsored. We'll be doing a podcast or something for fun. But we're here looking for a citadel out in the country. We've been to some really amazing places, seen a lot of leaves turn as well. It's probably the main mission. The main mission's to be here in Melbourne, but I'm not a city person, so I don't even think about it. Anyway, outside of the Melbourne stuff that's going on here, these citadels, the place is too brown for me. Looks like drought, the lines in the sky. I don't know if they have anything to do with it. Pretty interesting. Starting to put together a bit of a thesis. Full hat on, off, we'll take it off. For now, But property here, like this Airbnb that we're staying at, this lounge room area is big enough. Like it's nice enough. I'm sitting at a table that seats 6 people here. When I walk down the hallway, I feel like I need to turn freaking sideways. And I don't know how much this place would be. It's in Fitzroy, I think the name of the area. Maybe it's not. Anyway, wherever it is, we're not looking to live in the city. This place will be worth, I don't know, 1 point something million dollars. And I feel like I can hardly breathe. Place. The saddest thing about it is people work so hard and kids will like grow up in a place like this. I'm not sure if that's your situation, these tiny little homes. It's getting more and more out of control, especially for people living in the city. And I understand people need to live in the city to earn an income, but to earn an income to live in a freaking dog box, like stuff that there's got to be a better way, and I think we've got a better way than that. But let's just read this: $8 million. Pacific pesos, so they're not worth that much, but it's still like a hell of a lot of fiat, like a hell of a lot of just monopoly money. Reserve Bank of Property, obviously a parody account, but congratulations to the family of 5 who will be moving into the single bathroom stunner. And whoa. And the elusive Bellevue Hill, and we'll be fighting in the mornings to use the single bathroom in the morning after a $486,000 stamp duty. Just taxes. That's just taxes that you pay. That used to be a house. It's not really a house anymore. It's definitely not this dog box of a house that they just paid in stamp duty. Let's bring this picture up. Stuff that 462 meters squared, the entire property, $8 million. So there's got to be a better way to do that. Obviously, that brings us to Bitcoin. Fix the money, fix the world. So maybe you need to live in the city for a while. Maybe, and this is probably for the people that are in a relationship, whether you're married or in your partnership, you're both working full time, you are saving a little bit of money, you're looking to save for a house. Look into it, read into it. Please read the books, and we'll bring up a book shortly. But do everything you can to save everything you can. This is what my wife and I did over the last 400 is saved everything that we earned, that we created, and put it in a 4 year time period. Bitcoin basically doubles. On the low side, on the high side, it can be absolutely ridiculous. Put that aside, it's done pretty well. Last 1 year versus USD, it's up 122% over 2 years, only 76%, 3 years, 12%, but 4 years, 567%. Like you get the picture. When you zoom out further and further, the amount that Bitcoin's gone up has gone up extraordinary. So take that into account. Use Bitcoin as your savings instead of just rushing in to buy a freaking dog box like this for an $8 million. Like it's insanity. I'm so like why? Just why? They would have been better to live out, like rural, wherever. Buy something really nice. There's some incredible places, 1.6 to $2.2 million, like truly incredible. Been looking at it. They could do that, buy a freaking helicopter, and then fly into work each morning. Way cheaper, way better lifestyle. Like, why wouldn't you do? But for people that don't have $8 million to buy this little dog box, whatever it is, what we did, save in Bitcoin all the time, purchasing power goes up. Move a little bit further away, or not put yourself into so much of a debt. Have Bitcoin that is for forever, but have savings that are savings that will be used to improve your life in whatever way that is. Not on cheap stuff, but when you're saving Bitcoin in a year, 122% it's gain. What's the official number for the USD? Well, down 7% per year. Whole lot more than that. Bitcoin makes everything better. Parallel, the Bitcoin social layer. This book, as the first person to read the world to read it after it came out. Obviously, some other people got to read it before it was published. It's an incredible book. Parallel, put a link at the top of the description there for you. Super good book. Should, like, if you've read one other Bitcoin book, this is a good second book. Otherwise, read it any time. Talking about how when you fix the money, you fix the world, all the ways it integrates. If anyone can beat me and read the book in under 24 and a half hours, let us know. I'll send you 10,000 Satoshis. Either way, it was a brilliant book. It had me captivated the whole time. Now, while this dip happened, shout out to Rory Saylor. Don't reuse an address. That's Mr. Android. 100%. It's like the biggest thing that you could do. Mike's sound Mike's sound got better just now. Cool. Has it been funny the whole time? Let us know, and we will continue to get into the flow, and we'll jump into a banner shortly. This dip that happened last week, it happened before I lost internet, come back, and we're back to where we started, basically. Like, I don't fear them anymore. They're good. I just dollar cost averaging, and if Bitcoin's down, Bitcoin's down. Now, the whales, they also thought it was a pretty good idea. They scooped up over 47,000 Bitcoin during the price pullback. They've added over $2.9 billion worth of Bitcoin, which helped it recover above the 60K mark. This little bit old. So it looks like it has closed. And this week it looks like it'll continue to close above the $60,000 mark. Let's go back to a week. Got a bit of breathing room in there. I think we'll be right on that. But whales buying. Whales, they've got more than 100 Bitcoin. They thought it was a good opportunity. That's the real smart money. They've consistently been right. It's, I don't know. I'd probably be doing what they're doing, buying, stacking, chilling. They can see where this is heading long term. The ETFs did record over 871 million in negative outflows this week. This was from the 3rd last week. There's quite a lot of downward pressure, but 95% of the ETF holders hodled. The whales are buying. I bought. So many people in the community bought. People aren't worried about $1,000 down a $5, $10, $20, $30,000 day, week, month. Who gives a flying fish? We know Bitcoin's going up and to the right. Looks like it was just a downside week. Weekly close, just like this, would confirm this pool of liquidity as secured support. The overall market sentiment improved due to the Fed showing signs of injecting liquidity into the economy. The US announced that the seasonally adjusted non-farm employment increased by 175,000 in April, and unemployment rose to 3.9%, lower than the expected increase of 243,000, and unemployment rate at 3.9. They actually want more people unemployed. It's disgusting. Now, if you're not buying, people like Tom Hunt are buying. Full transparency, we currently have $500,000 in cash. Taken him a little while to wake up to it, unless it just came in, and he's made this decision pretty quickly. But my intuition tells me to invest it into Bitcoin until I find another worthwhile adventure. For those with more knowledge than myself, is this a bad plan? Willy woo. This is pretty good advice here. Keep 2 years runway in cash, the rest in Bitcoin for a minimum of 4 years. There's no other asset that outperforms it without leverage. You'll need to weather the 2 to 3 years that it underperforms. The cash is there so you aren't pressured to sell at the bottom. Somebody's taken that, it's coming off the market. Maybe it won't stay off the market for long, but maybe it will. Maybe they'll start reading the book. Parallel, the Bitcoin Standard, Bitcoin Evangelism, whatever books it is, and they understand, hold this, loan against it. It's pretty cool, bit of money. So many people are coming for Bitcoin. This is just to confirm that you're right. You're here. If you can smash the like button. Now, 750, 725 billion Burstein predicts Bitcoin ETF flows will pick back up as ETFs become more integrated with private bank platforms, wealth advisors, and more brokerage platforms. Target 150,000 by the end of 2025. Mark Yusko reckons 150,000 as well. We had him on the channel. A little bit of a degen as well, but he's on this side, the Wall Street side of things. Their numbers are aligning. What charts are they using? Is it the stock to flow? Is it the power law? We'll do a video on those, the stock to flow and the power law. But all charts, they're just noise. Like Bitcoin's going to do what Bitcoin will do. You can't put Bitcoin in this box. The only box you can put Bitcoin in is the box the number go up and to the right. And if this is the box, it just breaks the freaking box. Bitcoin does not give a flying fish. Bitcoin's going to do Bitcoin things. All we can do is just dollar cost average in or lump sum in, whatever your process is, to get as much Bitcoin as possible and be here for Bitcoin being Bitcoin. That's the aim of the game. Buy, stack, and chill as much as possible, and just go with the flow. Alessandro, we're in May 2024. I believe between now and the end of the year, we'll witness Bitcoin reaching $120,000. That's 2024 he's talking about, this year we're in now. At that point, the window to acquire one whole Bitcoin will be almost closed for anyone who is in the middle class or upper middle class. The same guy who could have acquired 4 to 5 Bitcoin in 2022, 2023 will not be able to buy even one whole Bitcoin. Pure intellectual Darwin selection in place. If you're interested in Bitcoin, it is time to deeply study and do it quickly. Please read the books, otherwise you're going to end up eating the bugs. The 2030 Agenda of the World Economic Forum, it's not a joke. It's gone a little bit quiet in the last couple of months because they're busy trying to implement their digital freaking IDs here in Australia. Like, wake up. This is actually happening. It's not a conspiracy. What's something I haven't worked out is the lines in the sky. Why? The lines in the sky are there. They're not natural. Why are they there? Without putting on my tinfoil hat, your tinfoil hat, can you tell us? Like, there's some crazy stuff going on. Digital IDs, CBDCs, social credit scores. The chips that we're seeing people put in their hand, it's a freaking mark of the beast. We've been warned about in religious texts for thousands of years, and it's playing out. Absolutely insane. Regardless of all that, put all that aside. Tinfoil hat stuff, put it all aside. They're going to print more money. Interest rates, they're going to stuff around with that. Like the levers they're pulling on the economy. We'll dive into it, but maybe there is a major collapse, a major crash. Bitcoin is outside the system. Yes, it acts a lot like a risk-on asset. It's 15 years old. When you really need Bitcoin, you may not be able to buy Bitcoin. Maybe you can. I hope I'm wrong. Just study it as much as possible. Please get your conviction before potentially it's too late. And then you're right. And the reason why I say that is because if you do that, it's all gravy, baby. There's no issue. Life continues to get better and better and better on a Bitcoin standard. Bitcoin is hope. Like, it's not just a meme. Bitcoin literally is the better world, better place to be. The Bitcoin standard. It's glorious. Rational Aussie. Speak some rational sense here. I'd be shocked if the fiat system lasts beyond 2030. In my opinion, this all goes tits up sometime within the next 5 years. Totally unsustainable. At some point, there is going to be both. One, a major revolt and a flight to safety out of fiat into Bitcoin. Maybe number one, that major revolt is a peaceful revolution and you just opt out and you buy Bitcoin. There's real anger out there. It's completely justified. A tipping point is near. My wife, my beautiful, darling wife, we're sitting by the campfire next to the river, not last night, the night before. Says, darling, yes, said, I'm beginning to think that you're right. What about that? The broken money is the problem of everything. It is, darling. It truly is. Now, That was pretty amazing. That conversation, nah, it's not always the money short. It is. Everything that's wrong, that's distorted in the world, is because I have broken the money. The money is broken. Fiat, I call it monopoly money because it's not worth much more. It's literally not worth the paper it's printed. They trick everyone into believing it. The only reason, and they do that, they hold a gun to your head. They make you pay taxes, threat of imprisonment, threat of jail. If you sell Bitcoin while we're still in that system, pay your fiat. Don't end up in jail. Better yet, don't sell your Bitcoin. Loan against your Bitcoin. Don't pay any tax to them. It's theft. But Bitcoin fixes everything, in my opinion. It's made my life better, my wife's life better. Uh, Mum, her sister, not a brother yet. Haven't gotten him onto it, but we've got the nieces and nephews. Bitcoin, it just gets better. Please, if you're new to the space, hit subscribe. If we vibe, we'll get the news, fast facts. But all you need to do, by as much as humanly possible, as quick as humanly possible, and make the most. Anyway, that is the news with the fast facts. Hang around. We are going to dive into a Bitcoin banter. If we vibe, hit subscribe. The Bitcoin Way, they are at the top of the description, followed by parallel, and then you will see my X account there. I will get more into X. 4 days without internet. A lot can happen, and it is glorious, but it's good to see everyone here. Shout out to you. Have a quick cup of tea. Now, Oliver Dixon, why are you talking into an empty? And I'm so confused. Is that what it sounds like? Is the audio real funny? It's been a joyous morning with technical issues here and the traveling podcast setup. Anyway, what Oliver is saying here, I'm always afraid of using the wrong addy, so I reuse the ones I know by heart. That's not best practices at all. Like truly not. It's not hard. Just read the whole address, check the address, even write it down if you need to, and then burn it. Make sure there's no cameras around, and just go through slow and slow, and then just send a little bit to that address. Test it. Send a little bit more, and then send the full amount that you need. Reusing the same address, it's really not the best practice. Advice if you need help the Bitcoin way, but I understand it's a little bit hard. You feel it. You're like, oh my god! Like especially when it's large amounts, whatever that is for anyone. It doesn't matter. Maybe $100 is a large amount. You move and then it shows up. And sometimes it doesn't show up for like half an hour. You're like, oh my god, like did this happen? Yeah. But then it shows up and you're all good. Like slow and steady wins the race. It's not hard, but I get it. I get it, Ollie. But yeah. Oh, please don't. Reach out to the Bitcoin way if you need help, or just go slow, man. Just do it. You can do it. I'll send you a good address to use. Yeah, I'm happy to send you an address as well. Taking the piss there. Baseline Benny, good to see. Audio is all good, 100%. Holden Wood, I'll send you an address. Scolgia, cameras. Why is a paper wallet issued by a kiosk not good secure storage? It is only because it is paper. If so, why not etch the private and public keys on a piece of metal? You could. Yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't do that. But yeah, in 24 words, it's a way of representing it. Easier way to represent it. But it's like paper is prone to burn, mold if it's printed on a receipt. Have you ever seen a receipt in the sun and they fade? Just gets like it's so humid. Not here in Melbourne, like there's freaking no humidity. But where I live, like things just get soggy, they get crumpled, things fade, water, floods, mold, freaking the dog. Like how many kids' homework have dogs eaten? Like they freaking love paper. Dog just may think it's your homework. Just put it on steel and probably your 12 or 24 seed words. And if you've got any other information that goes along and that needs to be separated, or you got a multi-sig set up, steel minimum, not paper. It's not good enough. It's good for like freaking 5 minutes before there's any Bitcoin. Good to write it down. Some Bitcoiners recommend to have multiple hardware device, e.g. a passport, a Jade, a cold card, to be safe in case one is compromised, etc. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah, I think it's really, really good. I guess at the end of the day, the hardware device as such doesn't matter at this stage, but being a Bitcoiner, it's probably better to be prepared. We've got two different types of devices in our household. One's the main one, one's just in case. But hardware wallets, there may be a bit of a crackdown on them, importing them. Maybe they want KYC information, like insane information. So probably get some while you can. Me, I use the cold card. Use whatever you want. The seed signer, it's just a Raspberry Pi type of setup. So you'll probably be right to be able to use that. Like if they just ban them outright, buy a seed signer, all the parts there, and you're good. A couple of things are annoying about it. But yeah, have multiple backups. Have your seed in multiple locations. Everything you can think of to plan to be able to prepare. It's be a prepper. It may be a little bit excessive. Freaking who cares? Maybe you never need it, but maybe you do, and you've got it there. Couple of $100 each time to be able to access your generational wealth. I think it's a bloody good idea. Plan, prepare. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So, spot on, Mr. Android. Hair is looking very big and in need of tame, and see you later. I didn't put any products in it. Usually I just put, I don't know, some type of oil, cacao, butter, maybe in it. But I'm seeing a Bitcoin hairdresser today. Shout out to Blick hairdressing in Melbourne. They accept Bitcoin. He's a Bitcoiner. Be pretty interesting to see. So look forward. Stephen, if you can send us your address as well, greatly appreciated. Now, who have we got? Was just breaking his balls. Oliver Dixon, made out of steel. So if they're mine, good luck to you. I have no idea what you're referring to, but uh, permaculture turns brown to green. TN Permaculture does. Used to manage permaculture farm, and on the properties that we're looking at, who knows what we get? Like there's some that are hundreds of acres, hundreds, like 600 acres. That gets me pretty excited. We'll see. There's some that are 20, 30 acres. They've all got different things, and I don't think Victoria is our place. We'll try the Dandenongs. We'll have a look around there. But permaculture, just like I found permaculture, it's almost like Bitcoin. Like it's a little bit of a cult. And if you don't follow things like Joel Salatin's permaculture lessons or fucking whatever old mate's name is in Australia, spent a bit of time with him. His lead man worked for me, which was pretty crazy. I remember Dan's name. Frick. Anyway, permaculture, it's the way of life, but the principles are good, but it doesn't need to be so freaking like regimented. That's what I found a little bit. Like learn the foundation, but then just grow shit and make the world a better place. I guess like with Bitcoin, it's the same thing. Like you need to buy, stack, and chill, and the stacking, how you go about it. Like there is no one way that fits all, but there is a way that will fit you. Um, But yeah, permaculture. It's like grow stuff. People plant plants as much as you can. Get outside, get into nature, see the sun, get that into your eyes. I miss that today. Like stuff living in the city. Oh, what I was going to say before when we were bringing up, if I can bring up this shitty dog box. With this, if you need to work in the city, say for 4 years, 8 years, or whatever, and save everything you possibly can into Bitcoin, and then get out of the city, like why live in the city? Or like when we were in Sydney like a couple of weeks ago for Bitcoin Alive, Coogee and stuff was pretty nice. Um, but like if you've got $8 million for just a house, buy a 2 or 3 or $4 million property, and then buy a freaking helicopter and just fly in. Probably a little bit better. It's I don't know. I don't think it's good for your mental health to be in these concrete jungles. It's what it is. Like a large prison. They're they're coming and they're here already. Like this place has got big windows and stuff and this little alleyway. And it's 2 stories and the roof's I'm tall and the lounge room I can't touch it. So I don't know, maybe 10 foot ceilings. Not 12 foot. 10 foot ceilings. It's big. But then there's freaking streetlights shining in, like with these big windows they have up high, 2 stories high at night. My wife last night turn off the light downstairs. Ah, that's a street light outside. Not much we can do. That to be someone's life, like that's not natural. You want to be somewhere that's dark. Maybe it takes 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, whatever. Live somewhere more naturally. Self, you do you, but I don't think in your heart and soul like the city best place. Bitcoin can change that, get you to a better world. Anyway, audio was uh, stuffy at the start. Rory Sailor, the one we put together ourselves, are the one already seed up, used with Sparrow Wallet. Some Carla in the house. This is a better time slot. Well, let us know what works best for you. I like early, a little bit harder traveling, but I like first thing. Get this and then get the sun in my eyes and then get into hard work. Uh, that period's almost over before constant. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there's no outro, but it's been a pleasure. Blessing. If you haven't already, hit subscribe if you vibe. Smash the like button. It's super easy. Leave a comment in the comment section. We'll see you. Today's Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday. We've got a podcast coming out tomorrow as well. Unless there's breaking news event, we go live. Otherwise, we get that podcast out and back to normal programming next week, ladies and gentlemen. It throws out my morning routine, throws out my day. Best way to start the day is Bitcoin. Everyone first thing. So anyway, thanks for bearing with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Actually, a podcast.